I'm Aviram from Sadhana Forest. We've been here since 2003. This was a completely barren land when I came here, and now it's a beautiful forest. My wife and I are vegan since 25 years, and we're very committed to nonviolence and very committed to supporting animals. And we see veganism as a way of life, not just about animals, but also about people. We see veganism as an expression of kindness. Yeah, that was one of our motivations to start this place, so we don't have to compromise on the diet. We can eat what you want, and we have another few principles that were very important for us. For instance, to practice gift economy, so not to charge people for stuff, and to grow our children in a natural way, what we call natural learning, and to be a non-competitive community, so to collaborate with people rather than compete with them. All the Sadhana Forest centers around the world, we have 8 centers, 5 of them are in India, 1 is in Haiti, 1 in Kenya, and 1 in Namibia. And all of them are off the grid and vegan, 100%. All of them are established by us, and then we send our team members to manage them. This is our solar system and our water pump. It's part of our sustainability and off-the-grid living. We never connected any of the 8 Sadhana Forest centers to the grid. We have dry composting toilets. All our toilets are dry composting toilets, and we use water very sparingly. I'll show you in a moment. The average consumption of water per day per person here is about 40 liters. We built from local and natural materials, as you can see the huts, and we try to be very conscious about consuming resources. We learned from people in Oroville about the tropical dry evergreen forest, the original forest of this area, and we planted the trees that are part of this original forest. Yeah, so that we didn't have to find out which species, because there were already people before us in the center of Oroville that had this knowledge and could share it with us. So this is a swale. It's a form of water conservation. There is a trench and a hump. And here we didn't plant any trees. We did the water conservation, and all these trees came on their own. And everywhere, whatever you see from here is all natural regeneration. We welcome local children to do different activities with us. They sort of get used to the place and enjoy the freedom and understand the ecosystem. And see, these are kids from underprivileged communities and from orphanages in Pondicherry and different places. Whatever they're inspired to do, it could be planting, it could be drawing, it could be swimming in the mud pool, it could be anything that they want to do. We don't make them do something specific, but more listen to what's alive for them. There was a wish to really move to the next step, you know. Okay, I'm vegan, but what do I do next? How do I express this in a more profound way? How do I connect other people with my love to animals? And I think it was the right moment. Goshala, or vegan Goshala, is hosting cows. Most of them are old milking cows that were supposed to be sold for slaughter because they don't give milk anymore, or bulls that have been born and they were supposed to immediately sold to produce veal, but we took them and they're growing here and they're super happy and they are treated very, very well. We never tie cows in our Goshala. It's very important for us that the cows will be free, and in that sense it's very different than other places because they're always free and roaming around and enjoying their life and playing with each other, and they're not milked, and we don't use their dung for any human purposes. We don't sell anything from the Goshala, just in order to create a beautiful relationship with them and to support them and to love them and to be their friends. And they have such different personalities and histories and traumas, and like all of us, they went through their own history, and they are healing here, and enjoying and living until very old age. My love for cows started when I was a child. I was always attracted to cows and always communicating with them, and I used to go to a place where there were many roaming cows and just call them by making cow sounds, and they would come and they would be around me, and I would just be with them. So for me, it's a dream come true to have cows in my home. They can't give birth because either they're too old, or the boys, we castrate them so they don't make more and more babies, and more cows that just suffer because we don't have place for an infinite amount of cows, right? And that's the big problem with cows, that in order to milk them, you have to all the time inseminate them, and they make more babies and more babies, and then people are forced, even if they don't want to, they're forced to sell the bulls, because what would you do with hundreds and thousands of bulls for a little milking farm? So you have to eventually sell them, and the people that you sell them to, they sell them for meat. So we're trying to avoid this cycle by just giving them to the right to live until the end of their life, but not to breed any more than they have already. These species that we're dealing with are not wild cows, right? They are species that people bred over the years in order to make milk. So if they're extinct, there would still be the wild cows if we preserve them. There would still be the wild cows that are naturally occurring. There'll be only wild cows that will roam around in nature, but there won't be those human-bred cows that are made in order to give milk. Now we're breeding cows to give so many liters of milk that just because they became a sort of a milk machine. Sometimes farmers call us and say, "Oh, I have this old cow, I want to sell for slaughter. Can you take her?" So we rescued a few bulls from Chennai, from different places. We never pay. If we pay, then people will produce more cows for us, right? So we never pay. Only if somebody is willing to give us for free. That's not a problem how to get cows. The problem is how to fund the Goshala to have more cows and to give them. I could bring here an endless amount of cows, but you need money to feed them, to give them veterinary care, to give them space, to fence so that they are protected, they're not stolen by somebody and sold for meat. I mean, it's a lot of investment to have cows. We're not making any money from them, so that money has to come from donations. Veganism is growing around the world, but it's still a fringe. It's not the mainstream. And, we see this as something that will grow and eventually encompass everybody. We're dreaming of a vegan world. It won't happen in my lifetime, probably, but it will happen in the future, that people will realize that what they're doing is not helpful, not for them and not for animals and not for nature. And slavery has disappeared or almost disappeared. We hope that eating animals and exploiting animals will also disappear, and we'll be in a world that will be non-violent and will be kind. And Sadhana Forest has a role to play in this. Another role that I see for Sadhana Forest specifically is to do this association, this strong association between kindness and veganism. Because we have so many vegan initiatives around the world, but most of them have a commercial purpose. So they are selling food or products or shoes or whatever it is. And we want to show that vegans are not just expecting to make money, but vegans are also into service of the community. And that's why we also work with very malnourished communities around the world to help them establish plant-based diet and to have long-term food security. And that's very, very important for us. We want to see hundreds and thousands of vegan charitable organizations around the world. We want vegans to lead the giving, the loving, the serving. That's where we think veganism should go. Different ways they can support. One way is by helping us with building more infrastructure, because our infrastructure is now full. We don't have any more cow sheds, so if somebody comes forward and say, I would like to build a cow shed for you, that would be amazing. Or somebody says, I want to adopt a cow. The cow lovers that you will find in Sadhana Forest, I don't think that you'll find anywhere in the world. I mean, we have a team that is brushing the cows 1 or 2 times a day. You know, our cows are super pampered. They're very healthy. They're checked. They're vaccinated. They receive homeopathy for their trauma. They're treated better than many people in the world. We want more people to join us as volunteers, short term for a few weeks or months, or long term for above a year. They can live with us and learn about ecology and about nature and about veganism and about many other things, and live in a very loving and supportive community. Yeah, we always need financial support, so if people want to donate, they can donate from anywhere in the world through a 501c3 in America, or from a tax-exempt and gift aid in England or in other places in the world. We have the provision to accept tax-exempt donations, and we love it when people donate monthly.